and Dwayne Wade right at the bottom of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
All right.
It's just a foul. It's good. It's good.
We're gonna move on to the second overall pick, which was held by my Minnesota Timberwolves.
Oh,
And
yes.
they
Derek
made
Williams, the god.
the wonderful decision of drafting Derek Williams, which was just another one of those like David Kahn picks that was so miserable. Like I don't think the Timberwolves had a good draft pick from like K-Love was 2007.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think they had a
2008,
good
my fault. 2008, 2008.
2007 onward. Until like until they took Zach LaVine 13th overall in 2014.
Did they take Johnny Flynn too?
Yeah, Patrick, please don't. Either way, second overall pick, Minnesota Timberwolves. Who wants to take this one first?
Go ahead.
Patrick.
I don't even remember. What was their roster? Let me see.
If you want, I can go first.
It was K-Love and nothing else that was decent.
If you want, yeah, I could go.
I don't think they had Kevin Martin yet, so they really just
they didn't.
Nothing.
If it were up to me,
this is kind of
like honestly, I would take Kyrie at this spot.
All right.
And I would take Kyrie because you have JJ Barea, who you could probably still trade, to the Mavericks for what was the package deal that they traded?
It was like a few seconds.
It was a few seconds. Well, that's fine. Well, I mean, you're still gonna have a good point guard, and you can, for you, Tilo, you could get rid of the prospects of having Ricky Rubio be your starting point guard.
Ricky Rubio nice though.
And at that
point, I'm not saying he's nice, but like
imagine Ricky Rubio and Klay Thompson.
Yikes.
So you taking Klay Thompson with the second pick, is what you're saying?
I mean, I'm not. I mean, it's still your turn. I didn't say.
Okay. I mean, we could switch it up. I mean, I just said that. I mean, I feel like it'll be a much better upgrade, and it'll be much better for Love. Just because, I mean, I kind of like personally how they played together, loving Kyrie when they were in Cleveland. I just feel that would be a better fit for Love. Yeah. Him just getting most of the rebounds, but like we're talking about like pre-Kevin Love, like before he grabbed like most of the rebounds, where he was actually so, I appreciate him as an offensive like a post threat. So I feel like that would be a great fit together. And then they have Pekovic, which is not too big of a Pekovic. He's like I think it's like his second year. Yeah.
Yeah. Patrick, you want to take it, or should I give my hot take?
I guess I'll go before you say some dumb shit.
If he says Jimmy Butler, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, but I would take Klay Thompson with this pick.
That's a good pick.
So you're gonna have Kawhi dropping to third?
No, I took Kawhi with the first.
No, you took Kyrie.
Yeah, you took Kyrie.
No, I changed my mind at the end.
Patrick, you took Kyrie.
I literally said at the end.
Patrick, you took Kyrie.
I'm taking Kawhi.
You're taking Kawhi at the second overall pick. Okay. I am gonna take Jimmy Butler.
Wow. Okay. No. Go ahead and explain. I want to hear.
Okay, so I genuinely dislike Jimmy Butler after he left the Bulls, when he started becoming this egotistical jackass, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before that, he was a hard worker, and he was like half a tier under an MVP caliber guy. I think you have him there with K-Love. You got a defensive player. You had a leader along with K-Love, who's essentially he wasn't a leader, but he was their best player. Yep. You have a decent duo there to go with. You have a guard and you have a big. You don't like the reason they took Derek Williams was because people were like, okay, there's Kyrie, there's Derek Williams, and then there's a big drop off at number 3, right? So that fit was already horrible, and they knew that, but they took Derek Williams anyway. I think you have Jimmy there. Jimmy is the only other player here that I can say has been an MVP candidate for more than 1 year. Like, Kawhi has been an MVP candidate for more than 1 year. Kyrie hasn't. Isaiah Thomas was an MVP candidate for 1 year. You can't really push that much. And other than that, you look around and there's no one else who's a multiple-time MVP candidate. And that's what I care about here. I care about someone who's going to be a leader. I care about someone who's going to not fall into, like, Kyrie. We all know how insane he is, right? Like, as a person, he's absolutely insane. I think
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know the guy personally, but from what I see on the
from
media,
what you've seen, yeah. I think Jimmy is so much like Jimmy went crazy once like his ego went huge and whatever. But I think he's a leader at that point. He's a hard worker. He's not going to care about what's going on around him. Like, as far as where am I? Like, he's not going to care. Am I in New York? Am I wherever? He's going to be stuck in Minnesota. I think Kyrie is going to lose his mind if he's stuck in Minnesota. I think Jimmy Butler would not. I think the fit is just better with Butler than with Kyrie.
mm, eh, I mean, didn't Butler take a few years before really becoming like a star?
He did, but that really happened when he got, like, to handle the ball more. So he
Yeah,
got
the
most
D
improved the
Rose.
year that he
Yeah,
did get the ball away more. And I mean, you look at this Timberwolves roster in 2011. There's really no ball handling, and
Yep.
I mean that I get the point for taking Kyrie. I think Kyrie and Butler are the same tier of player. I think Butler would just be able to actually work in Minnesota much better.
yeah, I can see that. Though Kyrie handled playing in Cleveland pretty well.
Yeah, but at the
Although
same
cheap.
time, this was like Cleveland immediately post LeBron, so
Yeah,
people were still
they were
like
cheap.
keeping track of Cleveland pretty heavily. No
Yeah, but
one's
they were
cared about
still.
Minnesota since Kevin Garnett got traded.
Yeah, I guess, but both teams were still really bad, and Kyrie still found a way to put up star numbers.
Yeah, I'm just like,
So,
I think for the place, it's like, oh god, I'm gonna get shit for this. I think there's players you can look back on who are draft, yeah, are bust, yeah, but if they went somewhere else, they could have been. I think they would have worked out. Like,
maybe.
I think Andrew Wiggins gets drafted somewhere else that isn't the Timberwolves. We could be looking at him at an All-Star right now. Instead, he's allowed to do whatever he pleases,
I
allowed
don't know
to,
about
like,
that. I don't
coast
know about
off,
that. Okay.
like, get bored all the time, and he becomes this nonchalant player that can't really engage heavily anymore, and is now being looked at as the third or fourth option as a first overall pick. And I think Andrew Wiggins goes somewhere else. He's a much better, much more active player with a franchise that actually knows how to develop players. So
Yeah, I can agree with that. Like the Spurs,
yeah, if Andrew
perhaps,
Wiggins went
perhaps
to the Spurs, we'd
they might have saved his career.
yeah,
He might have
That's
became
true.
like Kawhi. He could have became similar to Kawhi. Honestly,
maybe.
they literally have the same build.
So
Literally
Patrick, you
the
had
same
Kawhi going to the T Wolves. Kevin had Kyrie, and I had Jimmy. Do we need to add anything to that?
No, it's fine.
No.
I think that's pretty good. Yeah.